Meghan Markle has sunk after deserting the royal family, aka her in-laws, giving a speech at a Marriott in Indianapolis in the dead of winter. Still, the event was quite a coup for the great flyover state of Indiana. Social media called out the event, with one writing, "No, not a PR win for the Sussexes." She's at a hotel in the parking lot of the airport for Christmas sakes. And another person posting, "Woman of power yet needs to use a title to get any attention. A title given to her by her husband's family, who she's tried to vilify and damage, just as she's destroyed her own family." The so-called Power of Women event was billed as the Power of Women, an evening with Meghan. Don't they mean the woman formerly known as Meghan? The event happened just as the real royals, William and Catherine, headed off to the US to meet with actual power Joe Biden. Another poster noted that Meghan's Power event coincided with the royal visit. They just don't want to be upstaged, do they? Unfortunately, guests were banned from taking any pictures, but Meghan's faithful friend Omid Scobie tweeted lots, including tables with framed pics of, who else, Meghan. Seems like the audience and the sugars spent more time with those bubble-wrap photos of Meghan than they did watching her spout word salad on stage. Diana Eppers on Quora commented on the event, "Megs held an evening with Meghan Markle in Indianapolis, where she flew in on a private plane, talked about herself and handed out photos of herself as a gift to the suckers who paid up to $5,000 to sit at Meghan's table." The Girl Scouts sat in all empty seats at the hotel where Markle left on a private plane 3 hours after landing. These ladies had 2 hours tops with Meghan. She's floundering. No one wants to hear her anymore. YouTuber P. Dina interviewed women as they were leaving, and they all said the main message of Meghan's talk was use your voice. This was apparently a deeply spiritual experience for Meghan's culty followers, who probably thought 50 Shades of Grey was a literary masterpiece. Markle, the prolific podcaster who did 12 episodes in 2 years, was spotted boarding a private jet at the Colts private hangar after a speaking engagement at the Marriott in downtown Indianapolis. As one would expect from someone who managed to become persona non grata with the royal family, Markle showed up just 20 minutes before the start of the event. Of course, she's very busy again. Again, she had to find time to cram 12 whole podcasts over 2 years. Once she was there, Markle was guarded by an enormous security team and no media was allowed anywhere near the event. After she was enlightening her audience on how difficult is code for the B word, it was back on that plane to spew more of those carbon emissions she claims to be fighting. Markle and her husband continue to be hypocrites of the highest order. The two came under fire in 2019 for using private jets 4 times in just 11 days. 2 years later, they made their net zero proclamation. She's cranking carbon dioxide into the air for a longer period than she spent in Indianapolis. It's a real slap in the face to people of Indianapolis who welcomed her. She couldn't even be bothered to hang in their city for longer than the absolute minimum amount of time necessary. She could have stuck around and taken a trip out to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, checked out the Kurt Vonnegut Museum, or crushed a delicious pork tenderloin sandwich. Why didn't she go to the Indianapolis Zoo and pretend to love animals for a few hours? Maybe snap a couple of pictures of herself holding a sloth for the gram. Nope, she wanted to get out of Dodge ASAP. If you think about it, she probably would have spent more time in Dodge City than she did in Indianapolis. It's hard to spend any less. She was barely in town long enough for that private jet of hers to refuel for its carbon-spewing journey back to California.